I'm Josh Lehman, owner of Operation Fandom in Worcester, Ohio, and we invite you to join our crew of toy collectible enthusiasts on this incredible journey as we explore some of the most epic fandom collections in the country and the stories behind them. In episode 1, we traveled to Indiana to meet up with David DeMarcus and check out his out-of-this-world Star Wars collection.
The black one even, the windshield actually has a big engine sticking in it. I mean, it was like more of a hot rod. So it's just like, just stuff like that even. I just want to see that stuff.
That's what I'm like, does he just have like 50 of the rarest things, or is it like one of everything and that, you know?
Legs, weapons, I don't care. You know?
See what hidden things we got. Hey David, nice to see you.
How are you?
Good to finally meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, this
Randy.
is the crew.
Hey, Randy.
All right, good to meet you, sir.
Rylan, nice to meet you.
Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Peter.
Peter, nice to meet you.
Hi.
All right, well, glad we can finally get together.
Yeah.
These guys have been excited to see your collection, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right,
Let's go.
get on in. All right.
Thank you. You bet.
Well, we're at the home of David DeMarcus, who graciously invited us in here. We had connected with David about 9 months ago with kind of a rare Star Wars X-Wing Aces target game that he needed in his collection, and we connected, sent it out to him here. We befriended each other on Facebook, talked a little bit about what else he has, and we said this sounds like a collection that we would love to come and film, and he graciously had us here. And I knew he had a lot of good rare items, but as you'll see in this episode, there's some stuff that the public's never seen before, and we're really excited to bring that to you.
Back when I first started collecting in 1995, my main goal was to just sort of get back all of the toys I had when I was a kid. And I really wanted them still in the package if that was possible, so that's really what I focused on. But as the years went by and I became, I guess, more of an experienced collector, I started branching off into other areas of Star Wars. And for a while it was foreign items. I really wanted to get Star Wars toys that were from Germany or from France or Japan or Canada. Then I had a big focus for a year or two on miscarded figures. So those would be figures that were packaged on the incorrect card back or some other sort of error like that. Maybe they were mounted to the card back incorrectly. Last line that Star Wars created, that Kenner created, was called Power of the Force, which is what all that stuff is on that far wall. But when they were coming up with, okay, what are we going to call it? You know, they didn't know for sure. So they had their designers create some art and some names for what that line would be called. So this is the original art idea for Power of the Force, but this particular art is called it Space Saga.
Okay.
This one called it Star Wars Epic Adventures.
Those are out there.
Yeah, several.
Those are great.
You know, I don't know.
Just a blank canvas concept.
Yeah.
Okay.
They probably were brought all into a design meeting at some point, and eventually they decided not on these.
Sure.
But Yeah, there's 5 to 10 more of these that exist. These are 2 that I have.
I was just going to ask you, Bart, I like this. I didn't know it existed. How would you even stumble on this? This is obviously this guy knows this guy, and they have this rare.
Yeah, or you just see someone post it on Facebook, like,
Okay.
hey, I've had this in my collection for a while, and I don't want it anymore.
Time to pass it on to somebody else full of it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, let's get to the good stuff.
The crew at Operation Fandom was excited to make this trip out here, about a 3-hour drive. We brought 7 of us total, all Star Wars fans. We didn't really know what we would see, but David teased us with some one-of-a-kind artwork and concept pieces, so we knew we'd be seeing some things that the public hasn't seen before, so we were excited to be able to film that. And after filming today, we were wowed by what the collection held. Seeing one item carded is one thing. Seeing the whole run of every variant from every different country, the knockoffs, rocket firing Boba Fett, which only about 50 or 60 of those exist, and just a lot of the art pieces, the concept pieces, those kind of things we were pretty stoked to see and then bring to you guys to watch as well. So here we are with one of our favorite pieces that we wanted to show to the public. It's the rocket firing Boba Fett, and not only does David have one of them, but then he's got every other sample. He's got the foreign ones, he's got the knockoffs. This whole case is dedicated to Boba Fett. So when you're driving to Indiana and you're thinking you're gonna see something unique, we saw it times 20. So we're really excited about that. The case beside it here too is my other favorite. These are things that you might not ever see again in your lifetime. These are miscarded figures. So you'll see one of my favorites here where you have the Boba Fett card, which is cool, but then they stuck a Jawa in it. Some of the other ones are the tri-logo ones, where they basically ran out of cards or they ran out of figures, and so they just mashed them together and sent them out. Just got everything out of there. And David's got about 50 different versions here, some of them graded. Just really cool. There's only about 3 collectors in the world that really go after this. David's one of them, and we really wanted to bring that to you guys as well, because you probably won't see that again.
I remember watching Star Wars as a kid, and I still have all the toys. I still have all my Star Wars toys that I had when I was a kid. I love Star Wars, and it takes me back in time to a joyful, happy place. That's what I love about Star Wars. I like this piece right here. This is a Death Star droid, but it's actually a C-3PO body that was painted to be a Death Star droid. It's not actually a Death Star droid. It's super cool, man. This whole guy's collection is just amazing, man. The things that are in here that I will never ever get to see again is it's crazy. Some of the artwork that's in here is amazing. Like this one over here strikes me the most. Is this scene right here, which is the original artwork for this box. And if you look at it, like you see the painting and you see the strokes in it, but you see the black outline that goes around it, right? And then you look at this box and then you look at it and see the outline around it. I mean, it's just amazing. It's just stuff I'll never ever get to see again, unless he takes a picture and sends it to me. But to see this stuff in person and the graciousness of him inviting us into his house and letting us see this is just it's just amazing.
A fellow collector is just great to be around. They have the same enthusiasm. They have the same love of, you know, what you grew up with. Dave is just a gracious guy. Sharing his time and his passion with us, it's a personal thing. It's a personal story. The cool thing about this one was, it's the one thing I'll never get rid of because my mom bought it for me when I was little. The cool thing is, and it's more of a newer story that goes with it, is it comes with this little white piece. It's the Imperial it's the little blockade runner, and it goes in underneath. So a couple years ago, my youngest, Abby, was helping me price stuff just to kind of get an idea. And there's a little plastic piece on the bottom that slides into the bottom to hold it. And she accidentally, as she pulled it out, broke it off just a little bit. And she was so worried. I was like, man, now you're playing with toys with me. So it connects 3 generations. My mom bought it for me. I love it yet. Abby and I play with it together. So you can't beat that piece. That piece to me is just the best there is. Being surrounded and, you know, pretty much bathing in the Star Wars glow is great.
The most outstanding piece that I saw there, it was a very hard decision. When you first walk in, you immediately see the Han Solo and the frozen carbonite. This thing is literally like 7 feet tall. You walk in, it's got some stairs, you see it's all lighted up red. I immediately saw that and was just, I mean, it gave me goosebumps because it looks so real. I think one of the just most incredible things about this is just the detail. The electric panels, normally you don't find those on other carbonite pieces. But I mean, even just on this whole side down to the bottom, there's lights that come out. It makes you literally feel like you're, in Cloud City in front of Han Solo being, frozen. Even on this side, I found this very, very interesting how the lights are continuously blinking. It's like he's real. It's in there, he's frozen, he's waiting to be released. The detail on his palms, I mean, it literally looks just like the carbon, him being froze. And how big it is, I mean, when you see it in person, it's so much bigger than what it would be probably, seeing it on a video or, in a picture or something. It literally almost touches the ceiling. It's phenomenal. Like, I mean, it's huge, and the bottom is all put well together. The lights just glow up on the red on the bottom, and even just without the collectibles on the side, the staircases, it just gives a whole big scene to how phenomenal this entire collection really is. It just expands to the whole back, and just a welcoming Han Solo, carbon freeze piece is just something that you can add onto this collection that I found, phenomenal. It's just incredible. I've never seen anything like this before, and to be able to see it in person right here, it's unimaginable. It's as a Star Wars fan, this is crazy.
I'm actually really, really pleased and really amazed to see this collection because I have been a big collector, for a long time myself, and it's really nice to see such a professionally presented collection like that. Just wow, kind of blows my mind.
All right, yeah, let's say, as far as this whole collection goes, this area right here, all the miscards, I think it's the best thing for me because it gives me a laugh. It's taking all the Star Wars and one guy's on the wrong card, one guy's upside down, one guy is not even in the package. Just his gun is in the package. That blows my mind. That is hilarious. You've got, this one's probably my favorite, I would say. You got Darth Vader, but he's backwards like he's crying. He's been put in timeout. So that's cool to me. This is amazing. That's the way I view it.
This collection you got it going as a kid. This made a big impression on you.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was 6 when the movie came out,
Okay.
6 years old. So, when I was 6 and a half, 7 years old, started getting all the toys and ships and play sets and action figures and all of that. Played with them as a kid for, 5 or 6 years, but by the time Return of the Jedi came out, I was too old and just didn't really enjoy playing them anymore. So I think my parents sold everything at a garage sale, and it wasn't until yeah, exactly. It wasn't until 1995, and I happened to walk into a comic store, and I saw a few Return of the Jedi figures that were still on the card. The guy was selling them for like $15. I was like, oh man, I remember these. And so I bought them, and from that point on, so that was like almost 25 years ago, just started.
When all those figures started rebooting too and started coming out.
Yeah, because it was when the new series was coming out, the new orange cards and green cards. And I did buy some of that stuff, but what I really wanted to do is I wanted to just get the old figures, the old ships, the old play sets that I had when I was a kid. And I thought, gosh, if I could still give them the package, that's even better. So that's kind of where everything started.
Nice.
And then it just exploded from there.
There's nothing like remembering things that, you know, you're holding your mom's hand, she's buying you something, and you still have that piece. So it's an emotional attachment. It's not just a toy. It takes you back, and I think I've used it before today. It's almost like an echo from the past. It touches you, you know, right in your heart.
It's not about just the artwork, it's about the toys. It's about taking me back to a time when I was a kid and no care. You know, nothing to think about except having fun, meeting up with your friends, playing, just good memories, you know. And a lot of the vintage toys, Star Wars toys, they do that to you. They do that for me at least.
All right, well, hey, David, thanks so much for your hospitality and inviting us down to film that. And we saw some epic stuff. We're really excited to bring it to the public.
You're very welcome. You're welcome to come back anytime too. Seriously.
Right. Awesome. Appreciate it. We'll stay in touch.
All right.
Thanks
Sounds
so much.
good. Yep. Thank you,
we'll
Josh.
See you. Thank
Take
you.
care.
Yep, you too.
It was great having them over and being able to show them, my collection and just some of the really unique pieces that I've happened to come across over the years and be able to add to my collection. So it's not every day that I get visitors over to see Star Wars stuff, but today was one of those days, and definitely a day I'll remember.